Back on another edition of the Down and Back Live with Corn. Sorry, not live. Just the Down and Back with CornDoug. Live was Wednesday night. That's still trying to reel in from that. There, we ended up going an hour and a half. Just a crazy show with the guys from the Dogcast, the Doghouse, and from the Big Ass. I think that's gonna probably become a monthly thing, like we talked about on the show, and then even afterwards. So look for that coming up, and maybe we'll get some more of the other podcast guys in to talk about that as well too. But as you know, there's been not much going on in the cornhole world here. We've kind of all been just doing the virtual thing, but this week I got a guest who we were supposed to have on last week. I had technical difficulties, and I'm glad to have her back on the show again. Christine Papcke, welcome to the Down and Back with CornDoug.
Thank you for having me.
So with most of the viewers here being from Canada, we're not too familiar with you. We actually got to see you a couple weeks ago on TV when you played on ESPN in Fort Lauderdale. But for some of the people that aren't familiar with you, just kind of like your background in cornhole.
I started playing in 2009, just in the backyard like everyone else, and kind of got addicted to it. And at the beginning, it was just a social, fun thing to do. And then after 3 or 4 years, I got really into it, started playing on a national basis and practicing 5-6 days a week until I got really good at it. And now I'm addicted.
Yeah, like I was talking to one of the pros about you coming on probably a couple of weeks ago when we first started talking about you possibly coming on the show. And I was told that in his mind, he thinks that you are probably the second most with awards or tournaments won behind Matt Guy for in all of cornhole, just with all of your experience that you've played.
That's actually, yeah. I mean, that's like huge if that really, because I don't know. I still feel sometimes when I get on ESPN that it's not even real sometimes. So but I'm getting used to it, and it's fun, and I love being out there. So I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I love this game. I've been playing it for many, many years, and I'm not going to leave it. So
yeah, it's just whenever we can get back playing, because it seems like it's been forever since we've been in any kind of live tournaments.
Yeah, it's kind of been painful.
Yeah.
We obviously in Cleveland had the crushing, blow of it got canceled the day before. So, I mean, that was hard for a lot of us here in Cleveland to do because we were so looking forward to having a national here, and it just unfortunate things happen, and it didn't happen. So.
Yeah, I was even talking with Trey Ryder and some of the other people from the ACL was like, I think everybody was excited just because it was that well, first of all, it sold out in like 100 minutes. It was just crazy. But that just shows how you do get to play in that hotbed of cornhole in Cleveland, because there's so many pros that are in that area or just great players that you get to play with on a weekly basis.
We do. I mean, Dave Weiser runs so many good events and leagues. We play in leagues twice a week, and we have a lot of players in the Cleveland area and a lot of good players. So it really does help us all to get better in the long run. And even like Chucky and I just duke it out constantly. So, I mean, I miss playing against him right now because I don't know what I'm going to be like when I get back to it after not playing against him, because we really torture each other. So,
well, it's almost like when you look at the names that do play in Cleveland, it's almost like you have probably a national on a regular basis there.
Yeah, no, it is. Like the regionals are very, very, very difficult. And even like the conference with PA, there are a lot of good players in Pennsylvania that are getting really good. So it's getting harder and harder every day to keep up with everybody. So you've got to keep practicing. And right now it's hard because, I don't know, from the perspective of here in Cleveland, I mean, we're going to get snow tomorrow. So, I mean, a lot of us don't have places to play at the moment. So it's hard to keep that practice up unless you're willing to go outside and play in the cold and the wind and the rain and the snow. And so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in the next couple months.
Yeah, I was for myself. I was planning on playing a couple of the virtual tournaments this weekend, but we've had snow here the last couple of days, so it's like I don't even want to be even close owed into that there. But so then going on to the virtual thing, do you have plans to play any of the virtual games or?
I would like to, yeah. I just, it's hard to. I'm nobody could probably deny the fact that I will be more than willing to admit that I'm not an outdoor player. So I don't like the wind. I don't like the outdoor conditions. So if I can find someplace inside to play, I would love to do it. But in terms of outside, until our weather gets a little bit better and more consistent, I really haven't done it yet. So, I mean, I don't know. I want to.
So then, are you more of a player who is okay with doing the deck rounds, or do you like having that other person that's next to you playing and trying to, that competitive kind of edge?
No, I think I would be fine with it if I had somewhere indoor to play that I could feel consistent, because I am a consistent player and everybody keeps telling me I should be doing it. So I want to. I'm not going to do it outside when it's 45 degrees and windy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to help me in any way to make myself better. It's not going to help my consistency. So
yeah. So talking about your consistency, I actually watched that doubles final there a couple times, and I was amazed at just that consistency that you had. That it was almost like every throw was on the same spot on that board. Like it never, you didn't really waver too much for that there. So is that, your mindset going in that you want to, you're going for that one spot?
Yeah, generally speaking, I am pretty much up the middle. So I have an airmail. I have push shots. I can get around bags. I have other shots that I can do. But generally speaking, if I can throw the bag up the middle, I'm going to do it. So,
yeah, like I said, don't get a chance to watch that often unless it's if they put it online, or we've only had ESPN showing here twice for any of the games. But it's almost like you are one of those ones that, and I always talk about that with what Timothy Pritchard said to me, is that it seems like you're one of those ones that's playing chess when you're playing. That you like that kind of, that it's almost like a mental game more than a physical game.
It is to a perspective, but I think that's generally speaking, when people start playing cornhole, you got to get that muscle memory down. You got to get that up the middle, and then you got to start figuring everything else out, all the other shots. So when you do that, then it does kind of turn into a chess game, because you need to figure out when the right moment to push is, when the right moment to airmail is, should you block? And that stuff is good too. Like I like that, because I can push around bags, I can get up over bags, and and yes, I'll admit there are many, many people that are better at airmailing than me. That's not my strongest suit, but I can still airmail when I need to. So you've got to have, at this point, if you're going to be really good at this game, you've got to be good at all of the shots, and you've got to figure out that strategy. So
now, in talking about that mental game and then that muscle memory that, like we talked about, does it help? Like I know we talked before. You've come back. You're coming from that other competitive sport background, coming into cornhole. Do you think having that other sport has helped you become mentally prepared to play in some of the bigger games?
I think so, to a certain percent. Like running was you're by yourself. You don't have a team, you don't have a partner, you don't have anybody. You have yourself in your own head. And to get through running 3 miles, 5 miles, I was a distance runner. So you had to get through long races on your own, in your own head. And it really is. Cornhole is the same thing, especially when you're playing singles. Like you have nobody to rely on the other end. It's just you. So when you have a bad round, you need to pick yourself up and you need to fix it. You need to get back in the game because it's not over until you hit 21. So you really, really need to, like, I don't know, make yourself strong. And even if you start out bad in a game, it's not over. It's not over yet. So just keep that in mind. It's not over until it's over.
And it's almost like that with that whole endurance thing is, when you get probably big tournaments like you're in Cleveland most of the time, is you're there playing for a while. It's not just a couple hours and the tournament's done. You're there for a while, so you need to have that endurance like you brought.
And it's mentally exhausting sometimes. By the end of the day, you get to the end of a tournament, especially after you've played in a blind draw and then doubles and then singles, and you get to the end of the day. And yes, those last couple games just are so exhausting, but you just got to keep going. Mentally, you have to just stay in the game and just keep throwing bags.
Yeah, like we had some people that kind of found that out. Like we had some of our guys, like myself, we went down 2018 down to Cherokee, and we felt those long days of playing. And then we had some other people go down 2019 there last year to Pennsylvania to the finals. So there was some other new guys got to find that other out. But we had some people, we tried to do a regional and a conference in the same day. So we had some people that weren't used to having that, were there from like 9, 10 in the morning till like 10 or 11 at night. And they were like, I don't know if I can do this again, just because it was so mentally and physically exhausting.
You gotta build up to it, and you gotta get used to it, and then it'll be fine. Like the whole thing is, when we go to the nationals, there's not just one long day.
Yeah.
There's 3-4 long days in a row. So, I mean, eventually you just get used to it, and it's stressful and it's exhausting. At the end of the day, you're just worn out and don't even want to throw a cornhole bag anymore. But we love it. We still love it. I still love it. I'm not giving it up. So it's
it's almost you can get that competitive edge back. At a fun game.
I think that's what it is for a lot of people. We are all very competitive in nature, or we wouldn't be doing this. So,
that's the one thing about cornhole that's fun, is that you're competitive in those games, but then as soon as the games are done, everybody is still friends. It's it's almost like a big family, and everyone, and we've seen with some of the other people with some of the fundraisers that people have done, like Cito in your area is doing all the fundraisers, when it's that community that likes the competitive to beat everybody, and we're going to trash talk everybody during the games and then just have fun afterwards.
Yeah, no, we are. It really is. And over the years, that's what I love about this. When we get to go to, and that's why it was so sad that we couldn't do Cleveland too, because it's just, we couldn't get to, we couldn't get together with everybody and have a great weekend together. And now we don't even know when we're going to do it again. So it's just, we love to see everybody. We look forward to the nationals because we get to see all of our friends from all over the country get together and we have fun. And yes, we're competitive when they're out there on the boards together. Of course we are. Yeah. But then, we'll go out afterwards or we'll hang out and everybody gets to see everybody and hang out, and it's fun. Like we're a giant family. So
I was just going to say, it's almost like a family reunion every couple months during the year. And then you get the one big bang where everyone comes. But I know for myself, that's what I missed. That's what I was looking forward to for Cleveland, was that those people that I met in 2018, I haven't had the chance. I didn't get the chance to go down to any other big tournaments. So I was able to see them kind of in real life, finally at a tournament and have some fun.
Yeah, we'll get back there.
Yeah, so
we'll be all back together again.
Yeah. So speaking of nationals and being a pro, we you're not getting anywhere without your sponsors. So what sponsors do you have? Because I know there's one I think that everyone knows that you have, which is Reynolds, the bags that you throw.
Yes.
But, what other ones do you have?
Which is Reynolds bags that I work for as well. So I have Team Outlaw Baggers, and I have Legends, which is a bar here in Cleveland, and Gray's Mini Storage, which is also in our Northeast Ohio area, and Cleveland Cornhole.
Yeah. So a little back on Reynolds, and so do you get to test out all the bags that are coming through, or you just get to pick the best ones for each tournament that you have?
I do. I still prefer my Pro Advantages. Jeff tries to sway me with all the new ones constantly, but I still love my Pro Advantages. He's probably going to listen to this and hate me saying this, but
no, I remember myself, my first blind draw I was down in Cherokee in 2018. I got partnered up with Robbie Graham, and he had Reynolds, and I had never. That was the first time I even touched a Reynolds bag because we were limited up here to what we had. So we had the slide rights. I was like, oh, I know slide rights, but he was like, try these Reynolds bags, and I was like, wow, like it's just that big difference. I think they may have even been Pro Advantages, and it was just the night and day, just the feel and of them and that.
I mean, we have a lot of different bags with a lot of different sides of materials on them, so there's pretty much something for anybody that wants to throw them. So you just got to figure out what your throw is, and there's a bag that's going to be there for you. So,
and I think Reynolds, like the Octane bags, are still kind of affordable for the regular person, and not kind of not like traded for gold like some of the other bags are now starting to go for.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because it's just so. I guess we'll come down. What's your opinion now of this big kind of blow up that the bags have become, and almost like there's people just collecting them and not wanting to throw them at all?
Oh, this bag thing has gotten kind of crazy. So I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Yeah. Well, at least they are one of the top bags around, which is it's. I know Matt with our league here in KW. I still do see a bag, a set of Pro Advantages with the KW Cornhole logo on them that are in the mix for people to use, just because there's that thing where and I kind of talked to you about it before, and Matt has talked about that. Everyone's going to have their own personal what they want to have, and it's like those. It doesn't matter what bag you throw. It's because all the bag makers, the companies are all kind of in that same boat where you're all. Like I said, with podcast guys, we're all kind of in this together, just to if Donnie McPhee's watching from Wednesday night, grow the game, because I know he hates the word grow the game, but it's just growing that game, getting the people addicted to play and just having fun.
I mean, I think the whole bag thing is great because everybody, no matter, and I'm not saying you got to go buy Reynolds bags. It would be great if you do, but you're going to find a bag out there that you like. And I think it's great that we are able to do that. So, because everybody has a different throwing style. Like what I do for Reynolds is a lot of the customer service and answering emails and questions. And that's like a lot of the beginners. That's the first question. What bag should I throw? What should I start out with? And sometimes it's hard to answer that question because everybody has a different throwing style. So it's hard without us knowing how you throw. Do you throw low and hard? Do you have a soft throw? Do you like a sticky side? Do you like a fast side? It's, but the fact of the matter is, no matter what company you're going with, you're going to find a bag out there that you like, and you may need to try several before you figure that out. That's a guarantee, but you're going to find something. So.
It's almost like you have to become Goldilocks and just try everything and just kind of see, just kind of which one.
But I mean, ReynoldsBags.com.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, hey, you know what? It's your sponsor. Throw that out there because I'm not gonna lie, they're good bags as well too. But yeah, so we did touch on it before. Your how did you feel your Florida went? Your Fort Lauderdale, since I know it's like 4 months beyond Florida, but just your tournament there. How did you feel?
I felt good. Megan and I really clicked, and I was so looking forward to playing with her again in Cleveland, and obviously that didn't happen, but I think we can be really good together. We have a good chemistry, and she's an awesome player, and I'm very happy that I picked her up, so I can't wait for us to play again.
What I noticed with that with your pairing is that I know my partner and I, we look at who's throwing where and who could beat who, but you guys have the two different styles, which makes it even harder to play against because you got you playing chess and she's just throwing the airmail bombs like crazy. So it's like I think that's just like a perfect partnership.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, speaking from my days of playing with Stacia, she also would just do some crazy things. And I finally just got to the point where I'm like, okay, you're making the shots. That's fine. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. So I think that's where, Megan and I could be, is we both have our own styles and we're going to let each other play our styles and not tell each other what to do. We're just going to let it happen.
Which is, I think that is the best partnership is when you're kind of on that same wave where, you know what, I know what this person can do. I'm going to let them do it.
I mean, I'm sure we were both very nervous going into that because we had never really played together before. So it obviously went well, and I think it can go very well again. So I'm excited for the next time we get to play together.
Well, I really liked it that they did get to show you guys on TV here because we've got so many female players here that are just starting out that it's just, like we've got, and it's not just all in one little league. Like we've got Nicole Hubbard, who's in Peterborough here. We're hoping to get her down to a big tournament. We've got a couple that are in Dundas here, which is just kind of close to the New York border. And here we've got, it's almost, we've got 3 generations of a family that play here. We have our regular guy, Steve Poole, who's one of our top players. His mom, Kim, plays, and she's one of the top players in the competitive division, almost ready to ramp up into the advanced. His wife, Kylie, plays. His 2 daughters play as well, and they can compete with almost anybody at any time. So that women's game is really, really starting to grow.
Oh, it definitely is. I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher. That we have so many good players now that you can't take anything for granted at this point. Like, even if you have one, and what I always tell everybody is every tournament is a different tournament. So, like, just because somebody does good in one doesn't mean they're going to do good in the next one. You got to just realize that everybody is out there playing right now and everyone's getting good. So anything can happen at any point in time.
Yeah. Like we were talking, even on the live show Wednesday night, how, Donnie McPhee said, do you want us to become WWE? And ACL and Dane Aspin said, well, can you imagine Christine Papcke walking out to the boards with like fireworks going off? And it's like, you know what? Even if there's no fireworks, I don't even want a piece of her playing against me because I know I'm just going to look bad because it's just, I guess that consistency that you have, you're on the board all the time. And it's just, I think it's intimidating. It would be intimidating to play against.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't even know what to say to that.
No, it's just, well, that's just.
I just try to go out there and do the best I can every time I throw. So, I mean, everybody has good games and bad games. Trust me, I've had some bad ones. And, and sometimes when I start playing against in the pro division, I feel like I can get to a certain point and I can't get past it. So what I want to mention to everybody too is no matter how good you get, there's always somebody better than you out there. I mean, and there's always somebody that everyone's chasing, and that person that you just can't play that good game against. And so you just got to keep practicing and keep getting through it and never give up. Even if you're down in a game, never, ever, ever give up.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on today. We had a little bit of struggle getting on, but that third time was the charm. But I think I definitely would love to have you back on again.
Awesome.
Talk sport cornhole once we finally get started up and actually playing real games.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully soon. So thanks again, and everyone check out the Reynolds bags and keep Christine here in work and keep them going.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. So Christine Papcke, one of the top players in the ACL, no matter, not going to say just women's, she's one of the top in the overall playing, because you just watch her play. That consistency is just it's deadly accurate, and like I said, I want no part of that if I was to ever play against her. So keep watching for her when we get back onto live boards, and may even see her in one of your virtual tournaments that you come into, and it's going to be a tough game if you got to play her. But so as you may have seen last night with coming on the Thursday night there, the video that came out, our 100 subscriber contest. Like I said, make sure you have your subscription to public so I can see that you are subscribed, and make sure you make a comment on that video, and we will get you into that contest. We've got the two sets of four bags of the Octane bags of your choice, and it'd be free of charge. All you had to do is hit that, or is it? I got it right the first time. Down here, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and then go back to that video, make a comment, and get yourself into that draw. We will make the draw on the. We'll say we'll go next Thursday. We'll do it. We'll kind of keep that open for a week, and for you to get your chance to draw, we'll do another special show on that drawing, and hopefully you have some luck. So we've got no league news, no tournament news again here for another week. Looks like I know here we're down till they're saying June 30th. So we could have a long time of playing virtual cornhole and hoping we can get back playing live sooner rather than later. So thanks for checking me out. Remember, check out the video from last night, the Thursday night, about the 100 subscriber contest. Check out the fun time we had on Wednesday night there with the guys from the Doghouse, guys from Big Ass. Crazy time. Like I said during that show, I had a whole list of stuff I wanted to talk about. Well, I got to 2 questions. It was just insane craziness. We ended up going for an hour and a half. We only planned an hour, and all of a sudden that hour was up, and we were still going. So look for that one, and you'll see my Monday video coming out on Facebook. We'll talk about next week, who's going to be on the show for both Wednesday and Friday. So keep having fun, keep throwing those bags, stay safe, and we'll see you at a virtual tournament somewhere here in the near future. See you next week.